Welcome to the We Are VIP podcast. Each week, your host, Casey Hasten, Director of Recruiting at VIP, will bring you valuable insights from thought leaders, introduce you to incredible companies, and bring you tips for landing your dream job from our team of executive recruiters at VIP. And now, Casey Hasten.
Welcome to the We Are VIP podcast, a podcast devoted to adding value to your career or candidate search, brought to you by VIP. I'm your host, Casey Hasten, and I'm an executive recruiter, director of recruiting with VIP, and your all-around hiring guru. And today, I have brought you a little treat. And I'm sitting here, I was almost laughing before the introduction because I was watching you dance to the music, but it's kind of hard not to move to it, right? So I want to introduce you to our audience real quick, and then we are just going to dive into it because you have got some good stuff to talk about today. Yes. So today with me, I have Matt Cretzman. He is a digital marketing guru and host of the Dominate Summit for B2B brands and the podcast Battle Ready Brands. So far, so good?
So far, so good.
Okay. Matt is here from didn't I just say that? Matt is here from the business outcome digital agency that helps companies grow their brand awareness and online sales and supports lead generations and customer growth. And I do want to talk about your lead generation tool as well.
Definitely.
He is an expert in the digital media optimization and is here today to share his tips for making the most of your LinkedIn profile. And right before we came on, you kind of went down a little rabbit hole.
I did. I do that on occasion.
I know. You were sitting there and I was like, I'm talking to you and you're like, I'm looking at something, And so tell us what you found because I've not heard of this.
Okay. So we were talking about, how to get recommendations and endorsements and things like that. And so context, I'm in this world right now of growth hacking. And growth hacking for me is extremely interesting. It's very intriguing. So I've been doing a lot of research. And what I found was that you can actually buy endorsements and recommendations, followers, and that on LinkedIn.
Wow. Yeah. So, and of course, when you first said that, I was like, oh, does that mean I can go get Nike? And you're like, not that kind of endorsement. I was like, oh, those other ones, the skill ones.
Yeah, exactly. But on your LinkedIn profile, you'll see like you can rank for different skills and things like that, which is extremely important. And I should have known that this was a possibility, but it's now confirmed. You can actually just buy it.
That is crazy. And I think you said,
is crazy.
Well, but how is that like, I know it's going to move you up in the rankings, but it's also kind of falsely moving you up in the rankings too. So how am I when I'm going to look for that job seeker, going to know that that's really who they are?
Yeah. It's a valid question. And this is just the reality of digital right now. And there was an interesting article as context that somebody who I have on my summit, my Dominate Summit. His name's Taylor Offer. I would recommend following him. He's a great person to follow on LinkedIn. But
how do you spell his last name?
Just like it sounds, Taylor Offer, Offer.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna make you an offer. Name. He's a super cool dude, and he's an influencer. He's got a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram, and he's entered into the world of LinkedIn because LinkedIn is the place to be right now. He believes that, and for many other influencers, they know that too. But anyways, he wrote an article that was influencers are essentially just hackers. They're hackers. So we're in this world now, this reality of what is fake, what is real. And sometimes you can't tell. You can't. So the lines are kind of blurred. Is it right or is it wrong to buy endorsements, to buy recommendations? If I'm being completely honest and I'm a job seeker and I need to find a job and my family's depending on me and I can buy 1,000 recommendations and have them within 2 days, I can't say that I wouldn't do that, or at least I wouldn't entertain the idea because it's going to bump you up higher in the search rankings. If a CEO is looking to fill a position and they search, for somebody with your skill set and you don't have them, you're not going to turn up. You'll probably be like on page 7,
Okay. So I'm sitting there thinking, but how, I wonder if it's a certain set or if you get to choose the skills. Do you know?
Yes, you can choose the skills.
You choose them.
And disclaimer, I have not done this before.
No, literally, you just discovered this right before we walked in here. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about, since we're talking about the job seeker wanting to move themselves up in the rankings, it can be difficult for those of us that don't live on LinkedIn to know how to do that. So what are some of the top 3 keys to a well-designed LinkedIn profile every member should have?
Absolutely. Really, really simple. There's some the top three. There's a few, but I'll limit it to three. Obviously, a good profile picture.
Yes. No bikinis in your profile picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Come
really
on, not on LinkedIn.
No, no.
I seriously see that.
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, and I'm like, seriously, this is not the place for this.
Right.
Yeah. So and we'll talk about this more later. We'll unpack, personal branding and things like that. But a good profile picture. Psychology says that you should be smiling.
Yep.
So when people they see your profile, what is the emotion that you want people to feel when they see you? So really good, happy profile picture is an important thing. An optimized banner is important. It's unreal, Casey, how many people have a banner that's just like the static, generic
the
LinkedIn, yeah, with the web and it's blue and like you're missing an opportunity.
So we are so lucky that we have a digital media specialist, Marissa. We talk about her on almost every show.
Yeah.
Because she's so amazing. But she created, I don't know if you've really looked at our banner.
I've seen
that
yours.
We use company-wide.
It's good.
And so, it really, I was like, I did not even know.
Yeah.
And then one other thing is that LinkedIn will send you a LinkedIn banner if you reach a certain criteria. So I had one recruiter who was recognized for being one of the top 1%ers on using LinkedIn as a recruiter. And they sent her a banner, a gift box.
I've seen that.
It was amazing.
I know. And you see those little, like icons or badges where it's like top LinkedIn sales voice or top this LinkedIn whatever. So they're smart. LinkedIn's smart. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But anyways, to go back to the original question, I would say a background, a banner. Hey, little hack for you guys. If you're like, I'm not a graphic designer, I don't know how to design it. What are the specs? I'm confused and you're checking out. Just go to canva.com.
Canva's awesome.
Okay, just go to Canva and all you have to do is like click social media, create social media image, LinkedIn banner. It's a template. It's so easy. Just go and do it.
And it's free.
It's free.
Yeah. Some of it you have to pay for, like if you're wanting to get pictures and stuff like that. Yeah. But that little piece of it is free.
But it's easy. And your banner should communicate a couple things. One is trust. Like, why should I trust you? Well, because I've been featured in this or I'm an expert at that. It should communicate trust. It should communicate your expertise. And it should communicate a call to action. So on your banner, you should say something like, if your goal is to get more followers, have an arrow with a finger that points down and says, follow me, on my banner. If you go to my profile, Matt Cretzman, you'll see it's like, hey, follow me, right? But we think it's obvious. It's like sales. People aren't going to buy from you unless you ask. You got to ask for the sale, and your banner is a way for you to ask for the call to action. The third thing is a headline, because when you're commenting and doing activity on LinkedIn, everywhere you engage on LinkedIn, people see your name and they see your headline.
Yes.
Really important.
Do you know what mine is? It's not a trick question because I don't know what yours is either. So.
The most incredible recruiter ever.
No. Changing people's lives one job at a time.
Yeah.
That's what I do, and that's what I love to do, and that's my passion. And I think that statement shows my passion.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you want to be known as.
Yes.
Yeah, which is comforting for people who are looking for a job. Like, I'm going to change your life.
Yeah.
Great.
Hopefully for the better, not for the worse.
That's right. Well, yeah. Results not guaranteed.
So let's talk about some of the articles that you've posted on LinkedIn. I mean, they're just so fun and engaging, but they also, you get your message across so well. I mean, I was reading one of your articles and I was just like, wow, he should have been a journalist or something. Maybe you could work here.
Sure.
With Real News PR, where everyone's a journalist.
I love
right?
to write.
So,
I love to write.
What tips can you share to keep a balance of professional and personal on LinkedIn?
It's a great question. And so for my summit, I've been asking, over 10 LinkedIn experts this same question.
Really?
Yes. So I can condense and give you what they've told
me.
This
is perfect timing.
Yeah, it's perfect timing. It is. So really it comes down to what your personal brand is. Identify who it is you want to be known as, and then think as it relates to who you want to connect with. Okay, so there are some people on LinkedIn who are probably a little bit further, if we would say personal, professional as a spectrum. They're probably like over here. And it makes some people uncomfortable because they're being very vulnerable and open. And for those people, that is their personal brand. Maybe they're a consultant, maybe they're an author, maybe they're a speaker. For them, it makes sense because that's what connects with their audience. Okay. And then you've got people, like Shay Rowbottom, who is, LinkedIn's like first celebrity, and she does those viral videos. And now her personal brand is, I make CEOs go viral by videos.
I don't know this person, so I probably should. Shay what?
Shay Rowbottom. Yeah, shout out to you, Shay. There you go. But that's her personal brand. For somebody who's a little bit more technical, more professional, maybe more buttoned up, That's their audience. That's the personas. They want followers who relate to this. And so they're going to be that level of have personality and professionalism on there too. So there's no like, cookie cutter. It's what relates most with your audience and how do you want to be perceived?
Okay. Yeah. And I think if you were to look at mine.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff, like if you go look at what I like and what I reshare, it's going to be something related to helping the job seeker or helping a company because, we've mentioned this many times before, unemployment's at an all-time low. And so it's really the companies having to step up their game to get those employees to want to go work for them.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's true. So yeah, for the job seeker, that's what makes sense. And, also as a company too, I would encourage companies because I think the tendency for companies is to lean naturally towards that professional vibe. But in today's world with my generation coming up and those younger than me, we don't want this.
Right.
We want more of this. Like we want places that are fun, that have culture, that communicate my values. So for companies, try to lean towards this. When in doubt, come over this side a little bit further.
So we do with our company, I'm glad you said that. And I just want to give an example, see if this is what you're talking about. Yeah. We post a lot of our shenanigans in the office on social media. And we had, oh my gosh, this was a mess. We had a bring your dog to work day.
Oh, yeah.
We had 13 dogs in our office.
That's crazy.
All sizes.
Wow.
It was crazy for sure. But that was something fun to show on social media.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the stuff that's going to get views. And so if I can back it up too, I think this is really important to talk about as well. Like posting content that's going to get views while still, trying to get business.
Right.
That's a hard intersection. And I see people posting videos about robots because they know robot videos are going to get views on LinkedIn.
Really?
But they have nothing to do. Their business has nothing to do with robots.
I've never clicked on a robot link.
But I mean, there was one I follow, and this is a shout out to Joe Applebaum. If you don't follow him, you need to.
Goodness.
But Joe, he's one of the guests on the summit. But he posted this video of like this CG robot, like military type video, and it got like tens of thousands of views, like tons of traffic. So something that's engaging has nothing to do with his business, but his audience, it resonated with him. So what are they going to do, right? They're going to go click on his name, look at his profile. That's the importance of profile optimization. So he's not talking about business here, but he knows on the back end, people are going to find out, well, who's this Joe guy? Why, what's he all about? Optimized profile translates to a call to action, translates to business.
That is brilliant.
That's it.
Okay, show over.
There you go. That's right. Yep.
So let's say someone is really interested in a company they want to work for. How can they leverage LinkedIn to learn more about that company and to show the company they're interested?
Yeah. Really simple. Honestly, just be a fan. Be a fan of that company. Follow the company page. If you've got, job seeker, you got a, ideal. If I could work here, that would be awesome. Like the page, follow the page, engage in their content. I would even take it a step further. A premium profile, I believe you can see this on LinkedIn, if not Sales Navigator for sure. Go to the company and look at insights and see who the top decision makers are in that company. Yep. Follow them. Don't send them in a connection request yet.
Don't reach right out to them.
Yeah, don't reach right out yet. Exactly. That's a good stage. So we want to appear like, hey, I'm on your radar or you're on mine, but I'm not going to ask you out on a date yet.
Exactly.
I'm just going to be a fan.
I have a friend, she calls those trolls. The people that as soon as you connect with them, they're like, here, buy my product.
Yeah.
Without even, she's like, you need to kiss me first.
That's right.
Let's do something.
Yeah, I got to see if it's a good kiss. Right? If you're not a good kisser, then get out.
Be friends with me. Yeah. But she is a sales trainer. And so she will often, when they send her stuff like that, she will turn it around. Her name's Gina Tramarco. She's in town right now. She's one of my go-go girls. Yeah. But she'll turn it around and she'll like, I can help you be better. And she is really engaged, people and earned revenue because of that. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. And that's it too. Look for, it's almost a cliche now, but look for opportunities to add value. If you want to be an employee of a certain company or work in an industry, there are things that you have that are an advantage to what they have. All right, you've got an advantage. One of them being perspective. You've got the ability to look at things, not optimistically, objectively. Yes. You can look at it objectively. They can't. So come to them and say, hey, listen, I noticed this, or the industry's showing this, or I found this article here.
So good.
This is perception of what, provide that perspective. And that's a value. You're not selling anything. You're adding value. And that's going to go a long way.
That absolutely. And that's one of the, tips and tricks that the Who You Know boy guys, I keep calling them boys and they're not, the Who You Know guys give at their career workshop that they do all the time for their career transition workshop.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, don't just go straight for the jugular. You need to engage with these people. And the best way to do it, read their articles, like, comment, do this several times. It's a relationship. Totally. You got to go slow and take time. And then when you're ready to make that ask, they kind of already know you. And so it's a soft intro.
Yes. And I would say to that, to help people not feel overwhelmed, create your dream list of like 5 people that you wish, like you want to be their best friend.
Right.
And follow them and have high levels of engagement. Not over the top, but it's hard to manage like 10 to 20 to 30. Just pick like 5 and say, I'm going to get to know them really well, and I'm just going to support them as best I can. And I'll tell you, personal experience. So I'm giving lots of shout outs on the show today.
This is great. I may want to have them on my show. You never know.
So one of the people for me that I've been watching over the years is Jeff Hoffman. So Jeff Hoffman is the co-founder of Priceline.com, a billionaire company. I mean, he's uber successful. I heard him speak in Hollywood at an event a couple years ago. And since that keynote, he was so passionate about leveraging his platform as a social entrepreneur, which I found fascinating. He wasn't all about the Bentleys and, whatever success. It was, I'm going to serve the community and serve, the global entrepreneur community. Anyways, so I've been following him and just staying in touch, liking and commenting and just cheering him on and sharing his stuff. And the other day I reached out and I sent him a message on LinkedIn, and he's like, yeah, sure. And I've emailed him and we've talked with a billionaire. Like, that's pretty cool.
Awesome. And you know what? My friend Leah Woodford, I'm going to give some shout outs today too. She's the founder of Smart Femme magazine, and she holds a Smart Femme Summit. And I go to that when I can. I'm not going to be able to go next year, unfortunately. But she always says, get your ass in gear.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
That's good. Yeah, that's really good.
You got to make sure you get that at the end.
Yes, that's right. It's not that kind of
You kind of looked at me like, oh, are you cussing?
Can we say that on here? Okay, we're VIP what? Yeah, so, but it's true.
Yeah, you have to get
Very true.
And I was, something else, and this probably wouldn't work for everybody, but a way that I have found traction meeting those social influencers that I want to meet is like, I do a podcast junkie blog. And I'll tag, when I post that on LinkedIn, I'll tag that person. Yeah. And I have gotten, so I was really excited the other day because, do you know who Mark Metry is?
No, I don't.
So he's like 22 years old. He made like $1 billion, maybe not that much, when he was 15.
Oh, geez.
And so he is a social, he definitely an influencer, like Gary Vee. Yep. He's like friends with Gary Vee. Okay. And so I did a review of a podcast that he did because one of my friends was on it, and who also happened to come on my podcast. Yep. And his podcast is a top 100.
Nice.
Not a category top 100. Like top 100 of all the podcasts out there. Oh, and he responded, and we started interacting over LinkedIn. And, and I wasn't like bombarding him. I'm definitely following him and listening to his podcast now. He has a podcast, Humans 2.0, which is really good.
That's cool.
But just not... Not yet, but I'm telling y'all right now,
that's it.
He's coming on my podcast.
Yeah, do it. And that's amazing. I mean, I'm going to listen to that, but look for those intersections of people that you want to build a relationship with. How can I help them? Just be willing to serve. And man, it goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So okay. So let's talk about your about section on your LinkedIn profile. It's really good, and it's basically a web page that explains the services you provide and the benefits a company can expect to receive when working with you. How did you craft this messaging, and how can someone that is searching for a job create similar messaging without indicating to their current employer that they're looking? That's a lot right there.
Yeah, I know.
Unpack that.
I'll unpack it. So the easiest part to maintain anonymity, or to not let your boss know that they're open for a job, I guess, right? There is underneath your profile an option for you to click, and it says, do you want to let recruiters know that you're open to opportunities? And you can choose, the visibility settings for that. Whether or not you want just recruiters and it's LinkedIn says like, we take care to ensure that, your company doesn't know that you're doing this and whatnot. I mean, we'll see, right?
I've not ever heard of anybody getting caught that way.
Yeah, exactly. And here's what I think is the important thing. For those that are in a time of transition, you have an opportunity to set the expectation when you come into your next job. if you want to maintain the ability to take on additional work or to consult, make sure you have that conversation in the beginning. And then that doesn't even become an issue. Like you can consult, you can coach, whatever. I think that's important to have that conversation. If you're already in a position, you're looking for more, or you could take on more work, you can do that. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
As long as the company you work for is in your bio, then I'm sure they won't notify other members of that company. But as far as the about section, real quick, handle the about section like a landing page. Okay, like a website. So we build websites all the time, and we're really good at writing compelling copy. And I would say write your about section like you're coming to a website. You want to communicate who you are, what you do, what problems you solve, for whom, at what cost. Okay, and I have like this magic headline that I just gave yesterday on another virtual summit, and I'll see if I can give that to you, and you can share it with the audience. But in essence, you want to put yourself in their shoes of the employer. I'm an expert at this, and I help people solve this so that they can this, and fill in that future state, right? That's really important. Speak to the future state that you can take employers to, or their company. Super important.
Love it. That's so good.
Call to action. Yeah. Call me,
Call to action.
Call to action.
And again, let's just kind of go back. We talked about this earlier, but I want to really hit on this because it's so important. With your LinkedIn picture and your header photo. But you just really convey a sense of professionalism while still showing your personality. What tips do you have for people so that they can do something similar? I know you said smile. Yeah. Anything else that they can do?
Yeah, they can. And it's interesting. I used to have this picture because our podcast, Battle Ready Brands, we had this gritty take. And I used to have this one where I'm like punching. And then I switched it out to one where I'm like smiling. And it is true. The smile gets better engagement. But quick little hacks. So in Canva, you have an option to create a logo. That's where you're going to create your profile image. Because on there, you can take, go click on elements, shapes, circle. And essentially what you want to do is you want to put a colored circle around your LinkedIn profile picture. The psychology of that is when people are searching for you, they all look the same, but yours is going to stand out. Gotcha. It could be a red circle, it could be a green circle, it could be blue, whatever. Just put a circle in there, and that increases visibility.
I did not know that.
It's funny. It's a little hack. Psychology. I love the psychology of these things. But for your profile pic, that would be an easy one. Just and make sure it's, I would say like chest, head up, shoulders, your typical shot like that, not standing up. Just you. Look happy and put the circle in there, and it'll help.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. So at the end of the day, LinkedIn is a business networking tool. How important is it as a job seeker to grow your online network, and what advice can you give them besides paying for it? Like we talked about earlier.
Yes.
What will help them expand their network? Yeah.
So I have this cool principle that I call the spheres of trust. And I'm encouraging people. I should trademark that.
Right now, before somebody else does.
I'm going to buy the domain, spheresofttrust.com. But essentially it's this. If you have, if you're looking to get more followers on LinkedIn and build your connections, the easiest way to shortcut that is to be in a group of people that have some commonality. Okay, so if you're an alum of a certain school, that's a sphere of trust. People trust people that go to the same school as them. If you support a nonprofit, or have a similar mission that you're trying to, that's a sphere of trust. They're trying to save orphans. I'm trying to save orphans. We're going to get along. We're going to be a connection. Some other ones that you might tap into would be like a community group, a networking group, Success North Dallas.
Exactly.
Right. That's a sphere.
Shout out to Bill Wallace.
Shout out to Bill. We love you, Bill. So looking for those intersections where there's a point of relationship that can coexist and nurture the relationship. Look for that. That's the easiest way for you to build your network.
Okay.
There. Yeah. And you can do that in Sales Nav. You can search, different groups or organizations or networks, whatever.
So what if they don't have Sales Nav? Because that's not cheap.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it there. You can do it you can do it in premium. I mean, even basic has some search capabilities.
Okay.
It's a basic search, but you can search company, you can search title, and one of those could be like, if you were, like for me, if you were in nonprofit for 7 years, like I was, like, I'm going to connect with other nonprofit, founders. And that's an easy vertical for me. And if I'm looking for a job in that arena, then it's going to be easier. That's going to help me, right?
So it's funny that you say that, because I didn't even think about you being a nonprofit. But when I was in accounting, what I did?
No.
Nonprofit.
Get out of here.
nonprofit and governmental accounting.
And here we are.
I told you there's so much
I know, it's
synchronicity between us.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah. We're best friends. In case
I know.
You know. Like,
we've only met twice in person.
I know.
Everything else has been
like,
over Zoom calls and stuff. So it's amazing.
Yeah. But that's a quick hack, you know.
I love it. Okay. Yeah. One last question before we get to our VIP questions. And I really like this because you're part of what I'm calling a LinkedIn pod. Mm-hmm. And this is a group that, and VIP has one. And whenever we post something, especially if VIP posts something, we're all going to post that link in the pod, and then we're all going to go like it and comment on it because there's an algorithm in LinkedIn that helps it get more views.
That's right.
And we want VIP to get more views. Yeah. And it's really working because I had a post the other day that we did, and it was, last time I looked, it was over 5,100 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's definitely working. Definitely working. So, what other engagement? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, it's an interesting idea. Like, I wonder how many job seekers, you know, let's say they're, you know, wanting to work at X company, reach out to somebody who's in marketing at that company and say, hey, I'd like to create a pod to help you guys increase your engagement. I mean, I'm just curious. Like, I wonder.
Nobody.
Like there's no cost to that. It's a value add. Like, I'm going to help, you know, get better engagement on your posts. Let's start a pod. I'll lead it, whatever.
Yeah. All I ask is that you comment on at least one post a day.
That's so easy. Yeah, and it does work. It does. Yep.
That's awesome. Anything else that they can do any other engagement tips? I think we've covered a lot, but I just want to make sure we're not leaving anything out.
Simple video works extremely well right now on LinkedIn. Then do it natively within the app. Yeah, do it within the app. LinkedIn.
Explain what that means because a lot of people don't know what that means.
Yeah, so that means you're actually going to take your phone and open the app, click on the post button, and then video. And so you're going to record a video using your phone within the app, not your camera, within the app.
Yes. And then LinkedIn likes that a lot.
LinkedIn, it's funny, but yes, they do favor that in their algorithm. So do that. And then, I mean, it sounds really oversimplistic, but ask people to engage with your content.
Yeah.
Like
that's what the pod's about.
I mean, yeah. And even outside of a pod, like post something and you can create a link from your post. So hit the three dots on the post, copy link, send it to some people in a message, say, hey, I just posted this. What did you think?
Yep.
Can you go and just leave some feedback? Super simple.
I'm usually like, as soon as I post something, I'm like, all right, everybody in the office, go look and see what I just posted.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Most people ignore me, but it's okay.
Yeah. And what's funny, you can be really strategic with that, right? Like if you knew there was somebody at a company, again, that you wanted to work for, and it's not like the decision maker that you would talk to, maybe somebody in HR recruiting, but it was somebody else in the company. If they react or engage with that post, everybody else is going to see it.
Yes.
Right? That's the cool thing about LinkedIn is the algorithm. It favors engagement right now in the user. Yep. So post it. Bring somebody else like, hey, what did you think? You know they're going to go and see it, and you're going to cross, you know, their screen. So
yeah, absolutely. So tell me real quick, tell me a little bit about your summit. You want to give a plug out for your summit?
Yeah, I'll give a plug for the summit, and then our maybe our LinkedIn program. So yes,
I'm done over here.
So the LinkedIn Summit is called the Dominate Summit. And I've just been on this kick of LinkedIn the entire year. I love the platform. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. The fastest way to learn in my world is to learn from the experiences of others. Yep. So I'd rather somebody else make the mistakes and then teach me so that I don't have to make them. So this summit, Dominate Summit, it's going to go live in January. It's a Dominate LinkedIn Summit for B2B brands. I've brought like almost 15 LinkedIn influencers and experts on the summit, and they give like, man, what are you doing right now to crush it on LinkedIn? And they give me their best tips and tricks. It's totally free. You can go to dominatesummit.com, put in your email, you get a free ticket. And man, the stuff on there has been really good.
I think I signed up for that, didn't I?
I'll have to go back and check.
Yeah, make sure I did. I think I did, or I think I meant to. I can't remember which.
Yeah. Our friendship is on the line if you haven't. I mean, I'm just letting you know. This is serious.
The pressure, man.
The pressure.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, but it's cool. Go sign up. And then our LinkedIn program is great. We help automate the connection and the messaging on LinkedIn and just help people scale so they can do other things. Because if you're prospecting on LinkedIn manually, it's very tedious, takes a lot of time. We help people do that a little bit more efficiently. So.
That is great. And you have a lead generator.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's the one that helps get the lead so you don't have to actually go in there and prospect. Yes. I need to try that. I haven't tried it yet.
I know. I'll give you a deal.
Okay.
If you go to leadgenfirehose.com, LEADGEN, firehose.com, that's where you can check it out.
And you also have a podcast. You want to plug that real quick?
I do. We have
got a lot to talk about.
I
We may
know,
have to go
so much,
double.
This is part 1.
Okay. Yes. Part 2 will be on yours.
Oh, yeah. Hey, let's go. It's a battle podcast, so you got to like come and bring it. Maybe do some push-ups before the recording, do some burpees.
I'm going to tell you what I did in high school after the podcast.
Okay, yeah, offline.
It's just a little crazy. I don't want people to know how crazy I really am.
Yeah, I'll tell you, she's real crazy.
I am crazy.
Yeah, but it's called Battle Ready Brands, and it's for business builders, what we would call. In essence, we wanted to enter the entrepreneur business builder space, framing the conversation from I just feel like there's so many people that have glamorized, being an entrepreneur. It's a buzzword now. And we wanted to go to the people that have failed and fallen on their face and have gone through battles so that we can learn from their mistakes. Season 1, we've called Startup Horror Stories. So we just literally asked them like, hey, tell us the worst thing that you've ever experienced, so we can feel good about ourselves. No, it's cool. We've had some really great guests on there.
That is awesome. Yeah. Okay, what is the best way to get in touch with you?
Hit me up on LinkedIn, Matt Cretzman. My cell phone number, 817-524-9511.
You are the
I'm accessible.
First person to give out their cell phone number.
I don't care. Like, call me, text me. I'm not a celebrity. I'm no one important.
Yeah.
Yeah. In God's eyes, I am, but I'm here to serve. And if you want to ask me any questions, I live in LinkedIn every single day. I'm happy to help. Matt@steadfastresults.com is my email. Just feel free to reach out.
Yeah, definitely connect with him. If you send him a note, when you connect with him, just say, I heard you on the We Are VIP podcast, and he'll be sure to get right back to you.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Are we going to do the VIP questions?
We're about to get into the VIP questions because they're going to turn us off.
Okay. All right. Hey, take it easy back there, okay?
Ashley's our producer today. She's sitting in for Trey, and she's just sitting there just laughing at us.
She's having a good old time.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you were chosen to be one of the first colonists on Mars, what 3 things or people would you take with you?
Only 3?
Only 3.
Why Mars?
Because that's where I want you to go.
Okay. Like, why so many questions? Just answer the dumb question. I would probably take, without hesitation, my wife. Because that's who I want by my side if I'm on Mars. She's extremely intelligent and gorgeous. So
she is. I just saw a picture. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she is. I'm a lucky man. So my wife, Jesus, can I say that?
Wow, sure. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm going to say Jesus because, he can solve any problems that I have. He's kind of got that supernatural, like, God thing going on. So I like to have Jesus.
That's pretty smart, actually.
Yeah. What other need do I have beyond that? But, the last one, this is funny. It may make you laugh. I would like to take an alpaca. Yeah.
That was just silence on my part, which doesn't happen very often.
I would take an alpaca, and here's why. Because they're one of the most flexible is not the word, but industrious animals. You can make like jackets out of their fur.
Right. And it's renewable.
It's renewable. Yep. You can use them as a meat source, food source.
But then you lose your fur.
Well, yeah. Okay. So 2 alpacas. 2 alpacas. Okay. So they can have alpaca babies. But their poop is like a fertilizer.
True.
I went to an alpaca farm in Keller, and they said that their fertilizer has the highest demand and is the most expensive. Alpacas, because my wife and I were looking at having an alpaca farm. We have 5 kids, but somew we just want to fill our lives. He doesn't just have 5 kids; he has 5
girls.
I have 5 girls.
5 girls.
Anyways, those are my 3. Yeah. Notice I didn't name any of my children. I love them.
I know.
I love them, but I didn't name my children.
Okay.
Daddy, are we at Mars yet? No.
You're staying home with Nana.
Yeah, you're staying home.
What is one thing you do to start your day off and that sets you up for success?
Yeah, man, I'm working on, this is not what I'm doing, but I'm working on getting up and doing 100 burpees in the morning every day. I'm working on it. On it. I heard somebody do that, and it was great results. I'm working on that. I used to get up at like 4:30 in the morning and go work out, and I love that. But this season of life, I can't do that. But the one thing I do right now is, I'm trying to spend a lot of time reflecting, being quiet, because I'm so busy throughout the day. And if you've read my stuff, I process things when I write. And so I'm trying to spend time, I'll take the Bible and I'll read a good book, and I'll open my journal and I'll just write. And I find getting that out just allows me to enter into the day light. And the load is off me so I can go and be productive.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's so important. And you still haven't taken my assessment. I sent you that link.
It's true.
I need to see how your brain works.
That's scary.
So
No,
I know, but I'm guessing that on the active versus passive score, you're going to be really, really high active, and I am too. And for people that are really, really high active, you've got to find something that's going to calm your brain, right?
Totally.
And you've got to get that stillness. So for me, that's meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do.
Yep, I hear you.
Okay, final question. This has been so much fun. I just kind of don't want it to end. You know?
I know. We got a blast.
If your life's work was being summarized in a news article, what would the headline be?
So there's a saying that my wife has that I think fits here really well. It's good is easy, great is hard. And we've said that about each other in a loving way. You could spin that around and say, that which is hard is also has the potential for great. We're difficult people, my wife and I, and we know it. But seriously, if you're striving for greatness, the cost exponentially increases the greater you strive to be. And so the motto, good is easy, great is hard. If I'm doing something and it's effortless, that's an indication that I can try harder. And I can keep pressing and pursuing, while it comforts on the other end too. If something is hard, I know I'm onto something. And one of my mentors, I'm a John Maxwell certified coach as well, and he said, and it's stuck with me, that which is worthwhile is always uphill.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, anything worthwhile is always uphill. And we just have this tendency as human beings to want things to be easy. And if they were, then they wouldn't be great. So if you're out there and you feel like you're going through a hard time and it's a struggle and, you're trudging through, you're onto something. Keep going. It's going to be great.
It. That just gave me chills. That was so good.
Yeah.
So good. All right. Yeah. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a guest on my show. And I do hope that you will come back because I think you've got a lot more to share with our audience that's just really pertinent to them. So I just have one more thing to say to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You are a VIP.
I've arrived.
And that's a wrap for today. Join us next week here on the We Are VIP podcast. We'd love to know how we can help you be a VIP. To find out more, log on to wearevip.com.